Hello badminton fans and welcome to Badminton Racket Review and to this test number 674, and we have the Li-Ning turbocharging 75 Instinct badminton racket here. Okay, so the normal format for the video today, we'll talk about the price, availability, talk about the racket specs, compare them to the E-Zone specs, and then the change in the format will be we will conclude what we think of this racket straight away. So those of you who are familiar with the Badminton Racket Review and the E-Zone don't need to wait around to watch the E-Zone testing. You can of course if you want to, but if you do want to get to the conclusion quickly, this format will help you out. We had a few comments suggesting we change it, so we're trying that out and see what you think. Okay, so the 75 Instinct costs around £140 in the UK. Availability is very good throughout Europe and throughout Asia. We will be selling this racket at www.badminton-racket-review.com for around that sort of price, £139. Normally we're just a little bit cheaper than some of the competition. Right, so let's go through the racket specification. If you've seen any of our previous videos, you will know that Li-Ning do not offer an awful lot of information on the actual racket, but if you look here on the grip, there is some information on the grip. So interesting, the turbocharging 75 Instinct is the racket used by Liliana Natsir, obviously a world-class mixed player, and interesting that she's using a racket that weighs only 80 grams according to Li-Ning. I've been saying this for years about this, that technology will dictate that you will not need to use heavy rackets anymore, simply because lighter rackets are less strenuous to use, they take less energy to use, and they do the job now of the heavier rackets because they make up for the weight in the racket with airspeed, and that's often something that's overlooked by many players. Okay, so let's talk about that. So the weight, as I just mentioned here, 79 grams overall according to Li-Ning. Now when we weighed the racket on our E-Zone testing, if you don't know what the E-Zone is, we will explain that after we've done this section of the video. The E-Zone test, so the grip from Li-Ning, Yonex BG65 in strings put in the racket, and it weighed in at 84.3 grams, which is still very light. Now the balance point according to Li-Ning is 306 plus or minus 2 mil, so that is bearing towards the head. Our E-Zone balance point test shows it to be considerably more head heavy than that at 317, so bearing even more in this direction of the shaft towards the head of the racket. The flex here, it says it is medium flex, and the E-Zone testing also shows the shaft to be a medium flex shaft. Now before we go on to talk about conclude how we felt using this racket, the design of the racket, well, they've put a little bit more effort into this one than some of the other rackets. It's got a little bit of brightness in the colour. Obviously the finishing quality is absolutely excellent, as it is with Li-Ning, Victor, or Yonex, or Kawasaki. To be honest, J-Nice, also very decent standard. Yeah, it's all very good. The detailing is very good. The graphics are pretty much typical of Li-Ning, nothing special going on there, but a nice looking racket, very well executed. Take a look at these pictures and see what you think for yourself. Okay, so I don't think, let me see if there's anything else we need to tell you about. The string tension, I almost forget the string tension. Maximum string tension on this racket, 32 pounds. Super light technology, HDF shock absorption, UHB shaft or Aerotech beam system, dynamic optimum frame. So how does this racket play? Well, surprisingly, the racket doesn't feel particularly light or as quick. In actual fact, let me correct that. It does feel reasonably light, but nowhere near as light as the weight suggests. Definitely not a 79 gram rack. When I compare this to the Abroz Force Light, that is lightning quick compared to this. The Apex Asgardia, miles quicker than this. The Abroz Hammerhead, miles quicker than this. The Astrox Smash, miles quicker than this. Venom Abroz, way quicker. Even the Nanofusion Speed and the Nanofusion Speed XR by Apex, quicker in feel. Do you know what? Even the J-Nice Black Panther Limited is 90.1 grams, and I still feel that feels more agile than this. Okay, so don't expect 79 grams. Oh wow, wow, wow. You know, if you're going by Li-Ning's measurement, 79 grams. Ours shows it to measure 84.3 grams in weight. Don't expect it to perform in that sort of weight class. If you're used to the Abroz Venom, the Abroz Nano 9900, Hammerhead, the Force Light, if you're an Apex fan, if you're even a Yonex fan, even if you are a Windstorm fan, you know, this is different. It feels different. Now it has scored very respectably in our E-Zone test score. It's a very respectable score indeed. Primarily let down by its speed, the racket speed. On court testing, I would say that its primary strengths are defense and control. It's very good at controlling the shuttlecock. So most Li-Nings are, to be honest. They're very good at correcting. It's a very sort of stable rackets that offer very nice control, and it offers a very decent level of defense. All other aspects of the game are slightly more tricky. It can smash very, very hard for such a lightweight racket, but there is something exhausting about the smashing process. So if you're in a full-on doubles game where your abilities are similar to the abilities of your opponents, so the rallies will therefore go on. You know, you're not just making loads of unforced errors. You know, they're defending, you're smashing, they're defending, they're driving, and the rallies go on, say 20-25 shots per rally, which is a fair amount, I suppose. You know, even if it's 15 shots per rally, and you're having to do 5, 6, 7, 8 smashes in those 15 shots, I think you're going to find this a little bit exhausting. So be careful of that. Even though it's lightweight, and even though it's medium flex, something about it doesn't make it quick. And that lack of speed at this weight class really is a hindrance point. Like I said, line up well and you do get a good smash. There's no doubt. At this weight class, it is a very decent smashing racket. But I would definitely not give it. I'd definitely give it a thumbs down at £140. So I'm taking price into consideration on that recommendation. But let me just make it very, very clear for you. If I was spending £140 is the current price. If I was spending half that amount at £70, I would still give it a thumbs down. So unless you are, I just can't see any logic in it. You know, even if you are Liliana Natsir, you know, actually try the Apex Asgardia or the Abroz Hammerhead or the Astrox Smash. I don't know. They're just quicker. You know, I can't think of one good reason why I'm going to say go buy it. And we get ourselves into trouble for saying stuff like this, but yeah, I know people get offended because they're hardcore Li-Ning, Yonex, Victor fans. But what we're supposed to do is just you play with it, play with this racket, and buy an Abroz Hammerhead, Force Light, Venom, Nano 9900, any of those rackets. Try them. Try the Asgardia. Try the Astrox 39. Try the J-Nice Black Panther. 5 grams heavier than this. 90.1 grams, feels quicker. Anyway, that's it, the conclusion for this. I hope you found that helpful in your decision making process. Now we are going to go on to talk about the E-Zone. Before we do, and if you are signing off because you're very familiar, you're a subscriber to the channel, to the E-Zone already, Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your likes and your shares. Please do keep up the likes and shares. Please do tell people in your club about our website, about our channel. Let's spread the word. Really, really nice of you. So far the support we've received has been really, really nice of you. And just please keep up the love. Do leave reviews on YouTube on the E-Zone of each racket. If you're trying them out, let your fellow badminton players and community know what you thought. And as we've always said, unlike the forums, we're very happy for you to disagree with what we have to say, or agree for that matter, like or dislike, provided you're saying it in a constructive manner. So to be very clear on that, you know, you got this racket, you love it, well, I think you guys are a load of rubbish and don't know what you're talking about. That's not helpful, particularly to anybody. It doesn't tell us what we need to improve. It doesn't tell other players what is good or bad about the racket per se. So if you do like the racket, you love it, you're a user, yeah, actually my experience was this, this and this, and I found it to be like this and that. That's good, that's cool, that's good. That gives people a different perspective, and that's all good. You know, we're not sitting here professing to be the gods of badminton. If you do agree with our analysis, say that too. Just say what you honestly feel playing with the racket. That's all we're asking. Leave the feedback on the E-Zone. Leave the feedback. Okay, so thank you again for all of those who are regulars on the channel. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, let's talk about the E-Zone very quickly. The E-Zone created by Badminton Racket Review. You can see it at our website at www.badmintonracketreview.co.uk. We also have a racket sales site at www.badminton-racket-review.com. The links are below in the comment section, or just above the comment section. Now, the E-Zone is a platform where you can compare rackets from 19 world-class manufacturers side by side in a way that you've never been able to do before, in detail that you've never been able to do before. This is how we test our rackets. We restring all of them with Li-Ning BG65 string, and we use the same shuttles, the AS30s, Li-Ning AS30s, and we have the same player doing all of our tests. Now, changes to the E-Zone. Before we had, we do a swing weight test, we do a balance point test, we do a weight test, we have a smash results picture, and we also do a stiffness test, and we also used to do a control test, smash test and maneuver test. Now, this control test has been dropped based on the feedback given to us by our members, and we now do a control score for the racket based on our own on-court playing in different positions, trying, you know, movement or changing directions, getting tight shots to the net from the back, from overhead, side shots, everything we can, and then we could create a control score based on that. Now, what we're going to go on to do a smash and maneuver test for this Li-Ning turbocharging 75 Instinct. Just so you are aware, we do 6 shots for the smash and maneuver test. If we're happy with how those shots have gone, we then record that information. We look for the 2 highest smash speeds in the smash test and the 2 highest head speed movement in the maneuver test. We then average those out, and they give us a maneuver speed and a maneuver score. And for the smash test, we get a smash score and a smash speed. Okay, I hope that's very clear. There's links to everything I've just discussed below. We're going to go on to the smash and maneuver test, and when they're done, we'll be signing out and moving on to our next video. So thanks for tuning in today. Here's the smash test. It's a platform